stopped.
Hey team, this is Ripper here. Hope you're doing great. Great. This is going to be an awesome review about the Flandre. I love that accent, Flandre. But here is the build on the screen. It's more of a secondary fire prevention kind of build, but focused on secondaries. And as you can see, the commander is also focused on secondaries. I basically went against all the other reviewers and did a review about the secondary builds because guess what? It's fun. I love it. Hey guys, if you guys would like to support us and support the channel, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe button and the bell if you want to be notified in upcoming videos. I really appreciate the support and thank you for those who are supporting right now. We're on our way to our first 100 subscribers. So what a journey. So the Flandre, it's the French Tier 8 premium battleship that just came out. A lot of good, mixed, and also, you know, kind of con reviews. The biggest one I would say that the review they're talking about is there was a disclaimer which says that when you purchase this ship could potentially be changed at Wargaming's will. So that is basically the disclaimer or the risk that you take in purchasing this. And if you agree to buying this ship, that you understand that there may be some changes in the future. Again, your opinion, it's up to you whether you like that or not. It is your call, your opinion, it's your money. If you want to decide to spend $50-something, about $54 for the ship, the thing that hey, you could potentially could be either nerfed or buffed. So something to think about. Anyways, Tier 8. My favorite tier class is in the Tier 8 is the Massachusetts. Now it went through some kind of changes with the commander rework, and it's not as fun as I used to. So I figured let's try the Flandre. And the reason that really drew my attention is, as you can see, look at the ship. It's got a lot of secondaries on it, and I love secondaries. That's the coolest thing to see, is a large battleship just having every single gun firing, AA guns, secondary guns, main battery guns firing in all directions. It just looks cool. It's something out of the movies, you know. But let's talk about the Flandre. You know, what I think about it, some of the goods, some of the bads. The first thing is it's a premium ship where you pay for it. You pay money for it, so anybody can have it if you got money. And you don't have to like grind or do anything like that. You can really just purchase it from the premium shop and boom, you have a Tier 8 battleship in your port. So the Flandre, the biggest thing that's, you know, sets off really the image of it, it's an Alsace. It's a Tier 9 Alsace brought back down to Tier 8. It has one less gun in each turret, so instead of 12, you have 9. So less firepower, and they're only 380 millimeter guns. So 380 millimeter, yeah, it's kind of like Alaska kind of guns for a cruiser on a battleship. So you're not really, you know, pinning much if you get up tiered, if you have to play against Tier 9 and Tier 10 ships. But for Tier 8, I think it handled great. And in this match, I think this is a really great match to review. It's the high tier, top tier. You're in the Tier 6, 7, and 8 match, which would really work well. So that's why I figured, you know, I want to go with this ship as a secondary build because the guns, the main guns, yeah, bleh, it is what it is. You can only do so much with it, and especially the dispersion on it is kind of wonky. It's not the greatest. I think what they were saying on the reviewers and also Wargaming is you got to put Deadeye on this thing if you really want it to match. Now watch this salvo right there. Let's look at the dispersion. Hey, you know, you get something. You're not, you know, it's not like something for nothing. You're getting something out of that. A shot, it can be a shotgun blast, but it's something that you get, you know, for what it really is really, like I said, a shotgun blast. You're going to hit something, but really I was trying out the secondaries. So I love pushing the battleships, and unfortunately with the commander rework, it doesn't provide that gameplay style anymore. So again, kind of disappointed, but we'll do what we can with it. So we see, let's test out our first victim here, the Arizona. Arizona, I believe it's a good battleship. I haven't really gotten it or used it, but from what I hear, it's pretty decent. So let's see if we can take that on one-on-one. The carrier is obviously working a little bit over it. Now this match actually has 2 carriers, so the AA on this is fairly good. With the amount of secondaries and dual-purpose guns on it, it can handle the AA pretty well unless you get a Tier 10 match. Now we see we did priority target, so we can basically select you know, manual fire, if you will, secondaries. So we can focus all the secondaries, and you see them when they start popping off right here, and we're in the range, 11.5 range you can get it out to. If you max out the range and the modules and everything, you can really get out pretty far. Now you see that shot right there, that shot was from the Arizona, and the armor scheme on this is pretty good. They said that there's actually kind of like a dual, almost triple layer of 50 millimeter plating, torpedo protection, It's basically got a lot of layer, and it potentially, I think, has a turtle back in it, which, you know, it doesn't prevent from citadels, but it's enough to really, you know, have some decent armor. So a lot of the reviewers and a lot of players are saying, hey, it's got pretty decent armor. Wow, look at that shot right there. 10K off. So this is not a particularly bad ship. I mean, you're going to get shots here and there, wonky, but really the bread and butter is just to, you know, try to tank as much as you can. And I wanted to see if I could use the secondary to start a ton of fires. You see we're up to 41 secondary hits, not the most accurate, but the amount of shells you're throwing out there, see, you're hitting something. And we're just trying to start as many fires as we can. And so I just love looking at this. This is the coolest shots ever, just shells flying everywhere, and kablowie, just blowing stuff up like left and right. This is why it is fun. I mean, you're buying these ships to have fun. We're not running marathons here. We're not looking for gold medals. We're here to have fun. And I'm just trying not to the AA, sorry, and to see how many planes it can shoot down. Not so bad. So 5 planes shot down. Of course, this is a tier 6 carrier probably. So, you know, we can get enough what we can with the AA that it's got on. Now, I'm not really sure what's going to happen on tier 10 ships or, you know, tier 10 carriers. That's another story. So we've kind of wiped out the west flank here. So let's see if we can push in to the north and maybe take out the carrier. That'd be kind of fun. So again, looking again back at this view, there's not many modules. It's a basic module ship. It's got a damage control party. It's got the repair, and you'll only get 3 repairs. So it is not like you're getting 4 to help mitigate the fires. Now the fires, I need to upgrade the commander. I'm only running a 19-point commander on this. I believe I'm going to run fire prevention or maybe heavier maintenance on it, just to either reduce the fire or flooding damage, or just have the fire prevention just to protect it from, you know, the biggest threat is really fires. The speed on the ship is pretty good. If you put the flags on it, you can pretty get this up to 35 knots. It's pretty fast. The rudder shift is also decent. It's not the best, but it moves you around pretty well. I mean, I was dodging torpedoes in earlier games, you know, fairly decently. It's not, you know, horrible, but it's good enough for this tier 8 style of play. Again, man, those secondaries look cool, but yeah, look at the shot on the Fuso. Again, that is approximately, I would say about a 10. Yeah, it's about ooh, that's actually pretty far right there. So you're looking about a 14K shot, and that's what you can do. I mean, anything more than 14, you're just kind of spraying and praying, if you will. But as you can see, a fire started. Put that out right away, and we'll see how we can survive more. I mean, nothing else is in the area other than the other ship to the north that we were chasing, but you know, we're focused on this Fuso and see if we can take it out. So reset the cap so the rest of our team has plenty of time. I think this game is pretty much lost. Half our team is dead, well, they only lost 2, and we took out 1 of them. We're just trying to get in secondary range and see how many more fires we can start. But I mean, yeah, I mean, this is a fairly decent ship for the amount of money you're paying. I mean, you're not paying like a Palmer where you're paying $77. I mean, this is, you know, $54, it's not bad. I mean, especially when it helps support the game, put some money into it. Hey, it's awesome, but you know, it's really just, I would say, a decent ship to have to play a tier 8. Something to have. Trying to bring back the Massachusetts-style gameplay, so you can take in some torps there. Good torpedo protection, almost similar to the Massachusetts torpedo protection. Really, really good. And again, look at the secondaries popping off. Look, we're starting fires like crazy. That's our, you know, goal, to start as many fires as we can. You know, I put the slam on the brakes. You know, only take 1 torpedo, get a flooding, and now we're just going to have to wait for the damage control to come up. And look at the amount of shells we're hitting right there. I mean, it's just sheer volume and just shredding the target with secondaries. And we're going to finish it off with 1 salvo here. So hopefully the dispersion is good, and we do connect with a whammy kablammy second kill. So again, man, this Lexington, I think this is where we really took a hit from a Lexington. That was the carrier that really did the most damage to us. So Lexington is really, really good. I mean, all American carriers are pretty almost, you know, pretty serious, I would say. But look at that, torpedo protection holding strong. We damage con all the flooding and fire. And look at that, 27,000 on the mains. I mean, this ship has potential. I mean, it has potential to hit the necessary targets. It's almost like kind of like Alaska-style guns on a battleship. And obviously I have to show broadside to the other ship on our northern flank here. I can't pronounce that. The Dunkirk, that's what it is. We cannot run these torpedoes from you. It's not as fast in a turn, obviously, so I had to take 1. It's either take 2 or take 1. So we take one, didn't get a flooding, and only 5,000 damage. So, okay, we survived. So now we're just turning away and just trying to survive at this point. And this is pretty much what we're doing, just tanking and just running away. I mean, this game is pretty much already decided, but 100,000 damage, 2 kills. You know, we killed the majority of their team right here. I mean, the rest of our team, I don't know what was going on. But it was still fun. I mean, what was the level of fun that you had in this ship? I mean, it's up to you, but I had fun in it. It's really, the fun thing is, let's look at the secondaries firing, the guns that are shooting, long range. I mean, it's got fairly decent range, 20K, and really it can tank pretty well, especially for this tier level. Obviously, I think if it was bottom tier of the tier 10, tier 9 range, yeah, we might struggle a little bit. But really, this ship, I think it's great. I mean, it's not the best, but it's not something that I would regret buying. I mean, look, AA defense expert, this thing can shoot down planes, it can shoot secondaries, it can shoot its main guns, it can tank, it can play with all the other players. It's great. I mean, it's got the, like we were talking about, the armor scheme's awesome, the speed is great, maneuverability, the 9 guns it has to play with, and the secondaries, man, 14 of those 100 millimeters. Now, they're not going to pin anything above 17 millimeters, which is pretty much nothing, but it can start fires. That's what it's for. And the other 9 secondary guns, which are 152s, those are really the only thing left that can penetrate 19 millimeters of the superstructure and go on beyond that. So, obviously, we die right there, and yeah, I mean, there's a lot of mixed reviews about it. I think, you know, Flandre was saying they didn't test this ship. They didn't really look into it before they released it. And there is one bug, by the way, he did mention, and I also caught this, and I didn't know if this was something that Wargaming did just randomly with the infrastructure of the game. But when you actually hit the middle mouse button, right click, or when you do free look, for me it's space bar. I basically free look with the space bar so I can look around while keeping my guns pointed in a safe direction. It really, what happens is it zooms in on one of your turrets and you're locked into that view, which is really annoying because I need to use it to look around and I can't do it in this ship. So it's really, really odd that they would release a ship that would do something like that. I can't believe they would release a product and not really test it or, you know, troubleshoot it. So you guys, that's my review on it. I think it's a great ship. Again, if you'd like to help and support the channel, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. We didn't win this game, but we were top #1 in the team here. I mean, it was fun. We did all the work, but you know, it was really, really fun. I enjoyed the ship. So if you guys are looking forward to more of these, go ahead and support the channel, and we'll see you soon.